Okay, so a few days ago, I got an email from someone from Malaysia, and he said that he's a max scholarship student assigned to Osaka University. He will coming on October this year, so he sent me quite a lot of questions, so I thought that it's better for me to make this video so I can share this information to everyone who probably need this information about my arrival to Japan experience during this COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so let's start from the first question. Okay, so for the first question, he said that from your vlogs and information from Osaka University, my understanding of the arrival procedure is as follows. So the first is arrival at Narita Airport, and then PCR test, and then bus or shuttle to the hotel, and then quarantine for 14 days, and then bus and shuttle to Narita Airport, flight to Kansai Airport, arrival at Kansai Airport, and taxi to Global Village Tsukumodai. So the question is the sequence correct? So the answer is yes, the sequence is correct, but I would like to inform you that upon my arrival at Kansai Airport, I took a bus first to Umeda station and then took the taxi to the dorm, because it's gonna be so expensive if you took the taxi directly from the airport to the dorm, so don't do that. And also I would like to recommend that if it's possible for you to go to Osaka directly from your home country, I think it's way more better rather than going to Narita first and then Osaka, because I realized that the quarantine hotel price in Osaka is way more cheaper. So yeah, it's better to do your quarantine in Osaka rather than in Tokyo. And also keep in mind that the PCR that you took in the airport upon your arrival is free, so you don't need to worry about it. And then the second question is, what documents did you have to prepare prior to arriving in Japan? So for me at that time, I prepared, of course, my visa, and then my PCR test result for my flight to Japan, and then also health and travel insurance that will cover until I get my insurance in Japan. The next question is, throughout the whole arrival procedure, what was the total cost? Okay, for this really depends on where you're from, because of course like flight ticket and then visa and PCR test price will be different, depends on your home country. But here's the cost that I spent from my arrival to Narita until my arrival to the dorm. So here's the cost that I spent from my arrival to Narita until my arrival to the dorm. So the first is the quarantine hotel, which exclude the laundry and also the meals. So for the quarantine hotel, I paid for the total of 103,500 yen for the total of 15 nights. And then I also paid for car rent from Narita Airport to my quarantine hotel, because you're not allowed to take public transportation, including taxi, to go to your quarantine hotel. So for the car rent, I paid for 3,000 yen. And then for my flight to Osaka, I paid for about 11,000 yen. And upon my arrival at Kansai Airport, I took a bus to Umeda station that cost about 1,600 yen. And then after arriving in Umeda, I took the taxi to the dorm, which I paid for about 4,700 yen. So the total that I spent for all of that was 123,800 yen. And then the next question is, during the 14 days quarantine, you're allowed to go out and buy food for all the 14 days, or did the hotel provide you with food for the first 7 days and then let you go out and buy food for the last 7 days? So I think it depends on the hotel, but I believe they also provide a quarantine package which already include the meal. But for me, I didn't choose that one because I think that is more expensive. So yes, for me, I buy my own food. I bought my food in their convenience store or restaurant for the whole 2 weeks. And then the next question is, how did you get your GTN Mobile to deliver the SIM card to your hotel? So first, you just need to go to their website, and thankfully their website is in English, so it's gonna be so easy for you to access. I'm gonna put the website on the description box. So yeah, first you need to go to their website, and then you need to choose which plan you want to go for. and then you're gonna need to fill out some forms, and then in those forms you just fill the address of your hotel, and they're gonna send it to you several days after you send out the form. And the next question is, which GTN mobile plan did you go with, and was it difficult to apply for? So for me, no, it's not difficult because, as I said before, that the website is in English, and they also have a good customer service. So if you have any question for them, you just can directly email to their customer service, and they're gonna answer your question by the email. And for me, I went for the premium next 5 GB, which I paid for about 2,345 yen per month, which I think it is more than enough since I don't really use my mobile data that often. I only use it when I went outside the dorm because we have Wi-Fi in our dorm. So yeah, I think 5 GB is more than enough if you don't really use it that much. And then the next question is, did you need to rent a smartphone during your quarantine? And the answer is no, you don't need to rent a smartphone. You can just use your phone, and also there's a Wi-Fi in the hotel, so you can use your smartphone without a problem. And then the next question is, who bore the cost of the flight to Kansai Airport and the taxi to Global Village, and how much was it? So since I'm just an exchange student here in Osaka University, so I paid for all of that expense with my own money because my scholarship is not responsible to cover those expenses. And for the price, I already said it before, but I don't know about the max scholarship. I heard from my friends that for the max scholarship, since you're basically a full-time student there, I heard from my friends that they will reimburse the money that you spend for those expenses. So yeah, probably you need to do some more research about that because I don't really know about the max scholarship. And then the next question is, I have attached the initial deposit cost for Global Village Tsukumodai. Is there other hidden additional costs? Okay, so for the dorm, at first, upon my arrival in the dorm, I paid for the total of 133,690 yen, which already include 1 month rent fee, including Wi-Fi and common utilities fee, and also including deposit of 46,400, and also include one-time move-in fee of 9,900 yen. And then the next question is, how soundproof are the walls in the Global Village Tsukumodai? Can you hear your neighbors talking? So this really depends on where your room is located. If your room is located near the living room and also the washing room, you may hear those who are in the living room. And also, if your room is near the washing room, then when someone is using the dryer and also the washing machine, you may also hear it. So yeah, I think for the soundproof, it's not the best, but it was okay. So the next question is, any tips to look out for when living in Global Village Tsukumodai? So tips from me, I think try to build a good relationship with your roommates, because for me, they basically became my best friend there. And yeah, you need to have a good relationship with them because you basically live in the same house with them. Like, you share everything, like the fridge and also the washing machine and all of those stuff. It's also good to have people who will help you when you need them. So yeah, build a good relationship with them. And then the next question is, did someone help you to register your residence card and student ID? So for me, yes, because my Japanese is not good at all. So for the residence card, there are several forms that you need to fill out, and all of those forms are in Japanese. So if you're not confident with your Japanese, please take someone who can help you to fill out those forms, because it's gonna take a lot of time if you cannot read Japanese at all, especially the kanji. As for the student ID, no, you don't need anyone to help you because you're gonna register it at Osaka University International Office, and thankfully they can speak English, so it's not a problem to register the student ID. And then the next question is, do we have to pay for the national health insurance, and how much is it, and how do we pay for it? So for insurance, there are two types of insurance that you need to pay. The first is the national health insurance, which you need to pay every month while you live in Japan. And then the second one is the student insurance, which you only pay once. So for the national health insurance, I paid for 3,400 yen per month. And then for the student insurance, I pay one time for 7,000 yen. And then for the student insurance, the price depends on how long you're gonna stay in Japan. So the longer you're gonna stay there, the higher price you're gonna need to pay for it. And also you can pay it at the JP Bank Post Office. It's basically everywhere. We have one near our dorm, so you can just walk there. And then the next question is, did you apply for the Japanese bank account? So for me, yes, I need to apply for them because my scholarship, they're gonna send it to my Japanese bank account, so I need to apply for them. And for the bank, I chose the JP Bank because I think it's like the most common bank that people use in Japan. And then the next question is, what IC card is better for Kansai region? Suica or Ikoka, or would you recommend another IC card? Okay, so for IC card, I use the Ikoka card because that's the only IC card that I knew. So I don't know about the others IC card. I only know about Ikoka. So yeah, that's why I use them. I think most of people in Kansai region use Ikoka. So I think I will recommend for you to use the Ikoka card. And then the last question is, any additional tips you can provide me with? Okay, for this question, I think you really need to be financially secured on your first month upon your arrival in Japan, because after you arrive in Japan, you need to process and register a lot of things such as insurance and residence card, and you need to also make the Japanese bank account for your scholarship, and all of those need some time to process. So yeah, you really need to be financially prepared for at least 1 month upon your arrival in Japan, because you're not gonna get your scholarship directly after you arrive in Japan. And also do many research, and also watch the news quite regularly, because when I was there, Japan imposed the state of emergency in several regions, including Kansai, because of the arising of the COVID-19 case. So during that state of emergency, there are many stores that will close early, and I think the public transportation will be affected as well. So for me, yeah, I think you should watch the news regularly to know all of the updates about that kind of stuff. Okay, that's all for this Q&A video. I hope you find this video helpful. See you at the next one.